band. Love you guys.
Love you, dude.
I just drank a Red Bull, y'all are in danger. I was dragging ass, it's the end of the show for me. When I'm done here, I'll be at my table for about another 30 minutes. Come say bye, get a selfie grab, because I'm getting ready to get the hell out of here. So I'm not a worrier at all. Like, I'll go through life like this. Everything is fine. Things always work out. Until one person puts something in my ear to worry about, and then I become obsessed with it. Like somebody said, did you hear the Charlotte airport's closed down? You might not get home tomorrow. So I've spent the entire day going, am I going to be stranded here? We are fine. No. I have to be at work on Tuesday. And if you don't go there, they sue you. Because they can't film without an actor. Yeah. I didn't know that either. So I've been flipping all day. It's like, I'm not a superstitious person, but if you tell me a superstition, like I can't not observe that superstition. Like I wear a baseball cap every day of my life. I have a Greek friend who I put a hat on his bed when I was in Athens. He was like, you have to turn around 3 times. Because they believe it's bad luck to put a hat on the bed, but to break the curse, you turn around 3 times. The amount of times I have fallen down in the last 2 years since I've known that. Don't tell me your superstitions. Although me and my podcast co-host Kelly have started, did you know that you could go on Etsy and put Etsy curses on people for $15? So we are constantly putting curses on each other. So I want to live forever. I'm looking into it. But she doesn't, she's the kind of person that like, if the lights went out, she'll put a gun in her mouth. I'm like, no, it's temporary. She doesn't want to be inconvenienced at all. So I recently put a curse on her that she would live to be 115. I mean. Okay, so guys, we're gonna play a little game show I like to call the World's Shittiest Game Show. You ever heard of that? Who hasn't played it? Oh great, it's not that great. Okay, so here's what we do. You guys already know the drill. So it starts out with me picking a random number between 1 and 376. And I'm gonna pick, this is the hard part. Got it. Okay, so every time you ask me a question, and it's at the end of the day, and I'm jacked up on Red Bull, so I'm kind of vulnerable, so I may go to places I wouldn't normally. So you ask me a question, comment, do whatever you want to do, this is your time. And then you give me your name, and you take a guess at the number, and you can win something shitty out of my bag. So I never really throw anything away, but my house flooded over Christmas, and so it took my backpack with it. So let's see what's in here today. I'm not gonna lie to you, I know, right? It's a terrible drum roll. You want to be disappointed, come to my panel. Let's see. I did this game show on Friday. If you miss my Friday panel, you're really missing out, because this will be way less funny than that. But anyway, I pulled out what I thought was a hand sanitizer, and it was lube. I have no idea how I'm not joking. Okay, hold on. Wait, there's no. Okay, we have a supernatural keychain with Jared and what's-his-face. No, I think it may be Jensen and what's-his-face. Yeah. So I've been carrying this around with me for years. I don't know why, because I barely know those people. Okay, let's see what else. This is a condom. So you can get that. There's nothing wrong with that. Safety first. Oh, and an articulated frog that somebody 3D printed for me. These are all things that I probably can sign. So if you win the World's Shittiest Game Show, you could have a condom. Ooh. Or an articulated frog. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna cry tonight alone in front of the mirror. Or a keychain with, I think it's Misha and what's-his-face. Ooh, perfect. You guys are really good at this. Okay, so here we go. Inka-binka bottle of ink, the cork fell off and you stink. I'll go with you. Hi, I'm DJ Qualls. Welcome to the World's Shittiest Game Show.
Hi, DJ. I'm Coco.
Oh, you're local. Okay, I'm here for this. I'm here for you right now. I like how you started this. Coco, what's your guess?
What was the highest number again?
I did 380. 376? Thank you. You're all my assistant in this because I'm gonna lose this pen 42 times. My doctor says I don't have ADHD because Adderall is fun to me. It really is so fun. But I think I'm doing it wrong. What's your guess?
356.
356. I almost went there. I really almost went there. Maybe I did. What is your question or comment?
First of all, yesterday you stated about going on vacations and not going somewhere cold.
Uh-huh.
I just want to let you know my stupid sister. I love her, but she's stupid. She wants her family vacation to be a cruise to Alaska. I said I'm not going.
No,
way.
you can't do that before you were ready to eat a fish sandwich at McDonald's. That's for retirees only. My mother did that. I've never seen somebody order a fillet of fish under the age of 74, and that's also, I think, the median age of the cruise. If that's your age demographic, or if that's what you're attracted to, or which way you want to do, but it is cold. Don't go on a ship and go somewhere cold. You don't want to wear a parka on vacation. The cold is bad. It steals from you. I have chapped lips and I've done nothing.
So my question is, I know you're really busy. You're an actor and everything, and you're doing all the things. What do you do on your days off? If you have a day off, what do you do? How do you relax?
If you allow me to sleep for 18 hours, I will. My favorite state of being is being unconscious. I love being asleep. It's so great. So as a child, I had cancer when I was little, and it caused night terrors. My chemotherapy fucked with my endocrine system. And so my dad took me to a sleep therapist, and he taught me how to do sleep hypnosis. So I do it so last night at our hotel, something broke free from the hotel. It was bashing into my window, and they couldn't get to it because I'm on the 10th floor. And so it just was, and I hate repetitive noises. Sometimes or just when you hear people kiss in a movie, that, you know what I mean? Any chewing, anything repetitive, and this was so clockwork loud, almost like a dryer, that it was driving me insane. Why am I talking about this? Help me.
In your off time, what do you do?
Oh, in my off time.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So I had to hypnotize myself, and so what I do is, so for those of you who have problems sleeping, this is such an easy thing that can be taught in an afternoon, or all you have to do is practice it. So I'm laying in bed, I'm totally wide awake, I get into a comfortable position, and I picture a doorway in the middle of whatever room I'm in, and 3 steps up to that doorway. And I open it, and there's a hallway. And in the middle of the hallway, there's all these other hallways that go off and offshoots, and at the end of each of those doors is a world that I've created over time. If I go straight forward, it is a manor house in the English countryside in the 1780s. If I go this way, I'm in Huntsville, Alabama. If I go this way, I'm in the 1980s at a small roadside cafe in the South. So I've created these people, and I've populated them with people. And the craziest thing, I know this is your brain doing this to you, but I went to the roadside cafe maybe last year, and it was last Christmas, and there's always this guy sitting down, his name is Marshall, at this part of the bar, and I sat down, and Marshall said to me, "I know you think that you created me, but I come to meet you here." And I know it's my subconscious doing it, but it's this rich world that I go to, and because of that, whenever things get tense in my dreams, I can wake up, I know that I'm in a dream, so I never have nightmares. If you give me 20 minutes in a quiet room with pajama pants and an eye mask, I'm out. I'm like a bird when you put a blanket over its cage, I fall immediately to sleep. That's why I can't wear sunglasses when I'm driving. I can't, that was a joke. So sleeping is what I do. And then I have a season pass to Universal Studios Hollywood, and that's my favorite day drinking thing to do. And it's very close to my house, and I collect art, so I spend a lot of time researching and learning about art. I like to do all kinds of things, but nothing more than sleeping.
Sleep is the best.
Oh, it's the best.
I love it.
What do you do?
I like to crochet. I'm a crochet artist, so
I love
do
that.
And I watch Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah?
Just it's my mindless show.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I have a mindless show. It's called Antiques Road Trip, not Road Show. It's a UK show where they give two antiques valuers 200 pounds and they tour around the countryside, go to antique stores and try to buy shit and then resell it at the end of the episode at an auction. And they do it in 5-episode increments. So at the end of it, whoever has the most money, they donate it to charity and they win the week. But it's just a mindless, easy, comfortable thing to watch. Like, I have a little bit of anxiety, and so whenever, like, I'm right at that point where I could take some medication, or I could turn on Antiques Road Trip and see if that fixes it, and a lot of times it fixes it. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I like your style.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Kirsten. My mom says that she's sorry that she couldn't see this weekend.
That's okay. If I wasn't already here, I wouldn't have braved the elements to come here. I really applaud every single person who was outside and came inside. It is thank you for being here. We really appreciate it because we look pretty stupid doing this just with ourselves. Your mother's name is Ellen. Tell her I said hello. What's your guess at the number?
250.
250. What would you like to say to me?
So I was wondering, if you were a ghost, who would you haunt and why?
Oh, it would probably be a revenge thing. Let's see. So, I always tell my father's, this is not a ghost thing, but I am really hard to anger and very slow to react. So, but what I will do is I will contemplate bad things for you that make me feel better about myself, and then I'll release it that way. So growing up, we were pretty poor, and I'm the oldest of 5 children, and my dad was like 16 when I was born, and my mom was 15. I'm from the rural South, that's what you did back then. And still do in some regions. But we lived in a trailer that wasn't insulated, and it was just not a good situation. It was like fire hazard. So my dad's always been paranoid about trailers, like if he loses his job, he'll have to move back into a trailer. So when I got old enough to realize that, I threatened him that one day I would be so rich I would buy up all the land around us and put up a trailer park, old man. So that's haunting in real life. And also I have this cousin Steve who's a racist and a homophobe. He's literally the dumbest person I met. This has to stay in this room because I have family reunions and shit. But like, I did this movie called Lone Star State of Mind where I'm playing the dumbest person. I rob a convenience store with a maxi pad with eye holes cut out stuck to my face. It's my favorite thing I've ever done. It's my ode to the South, but in a funny way. Like I'm a Southern man, and there are great parts about it, and also there are also a bunch of fucking idiots. And my cousin Steve is one of them. So the revenge that I've taken on him is that I bought a bunch of 18th century British porcelain, and that's what his children will get. He and his children will get from me in the will. They won't know how to sell it. They won't know what they have. I've fantasized about having a tombstone that has an ATM in it that's far away that you can only draw out $300 at a time, and you have to wait 2 weeks between withdrawals. That's how I will haunt people. In the afterlife, I'm going on vacation. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hello.
Hi, my name's Ashley.
Hey Ashley, I don't remember I gave my pen. Back pocket? Assistance. Your name's Ashley?
Yes, 160.
Okay. What do you have to say today, Ashley?
My daughter wants to make sure that you had friends on set. She believes everyone should have best friends wherever they work or go, and wanted to make sure that you made friends.
I always do. As a matter of fact, on this tour, so my deal with creation is I work from 9:30 in the morning, and usually the first panel up, or at the minimum the second, or the first meet and greet or whatever. So I work from 9:30 in the morning until pretty much midnight, because I have all the way through to my pre-party, my karaoke, and my post-party, and which always runs long, and then I leave. But on Saturday nights, I get off at 4:45, and I take. There's a vendor in the vendor's room, is at the very end. His name is Jordan. I call him Jordan number 7 because he's my 7th friend named Jordan. I got Jordans coming out of my fucking ears. And so, and here's the thing, if I nickname you, it will stick. His wife calls him that. So I go out with him, and then my usual minder, Dina, who's not here this weekend, and whoever who's not working the concert. I have to see the city that I'm in. I didn't do it here for reasons that were previously known to you. It's cold as hell. But usually I find a shitty dive bar where our shoes stick to the floor, where everybody's friendly, and it's all locals, and we go out and have a great time. And why am I telling you that?
My daughter wants to make sure you have
Oh, friends. So I will always come back. I think we were in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, we were in Columbus, Ohio, which I cannot recommend enough. I've never been to Ohio. I loved it. It's also one of the few places in the United States that still has the chili cheese burrito at Taco Bell that was discontinued in 2005. So I had a great time, and so I came into the green room on Sunday morning and like, you're never gonna believe this. And Richard was like, you made a whole bunch of friends and now you're the vice mayor of Columbus. And I'm like, oh, yes. He was like, that's the least surprising thing that I've ever heard. I always make friends. Whenever I move to a new city to do a TV show, the first thing I do is find a friendly local bar with a bartender I can talk to. I meet all his friends, and then I am the last person to arrive at the cast and crew dinner and the first person to bounce, because I don't want my whole experience when I have moved somewhere to work to be about work, because then you spend your entire time bitching about work, and I don't like that. I want you to see where I am. I want to be a part of where I am. I've gotten to live in New Orleans, Vancouver, Austin, London, all over the world. The Philippines I was in for a long time. Like I get to really know things as a local. So that's very, very, very important to me.
Well, thank you. She'll be very excited.
Thank you. Tell her I have friends coming out of my ears, and I have a bunch of Jordans.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name's Rhiann.
Okay, what's your guess?
142.
142. Okay. I forgot what the number was myself, but I wrote it down because I'm smart.
And my question for you is, if your characters Garth, Citizen Z, and Mr. Rat ever met, what conversations did they have?
Oh, they have a lot in common. They're all sweet dudes who know things. I think I think anybody could get along with Garth. So Garth has so many qualities that I aspire to because I'm not patient. Ty is very patient. But they wrote Garth for me, and I'm a big hugger. And they wrote that script, and I was like, and I got to pick Poison as my introduction song. So much of him is me. And I think, and all three of those guys obviously have elements of me in them. I think that both Rat and Citizen Z are more smug, but I think that that Garth is patient enough to deal with it. Also, he's a werewolf, so you just beat the hell out of him if they step out of line. But I think they would get along really, really well. I'm so lucky that my career has found me in the way that it has, because I get to play people who are the underdog, who are vulnerable, but you're not laughing at them. And that was a conscious choice, because when I did Road Trip, American Pie had just been out, and I saw how it's so easy for a group of male filmmakers who are all bros, and a lot of filmmakers wish they were bros, so when they get together they act super bro-y, like they're in a frat. All these people were probably picked on in school. So that was very much sort of the set feeling of American Pie and Road Trip, and I saw what they did to the character who played the Shermanator. They laughed at him, and if you allow yourself to be, first of all, I think it hurts the movie when you do that, because it makes the characters more mean-spirited than they need to be. But I knew in Road Trip, if I allowed you to laugh at me, it would do two things. I think it would destroy the heart of the film, but also people in society would think they could do that to me. And I ain't nobody's hoe. You ain't gonna, For years, people thought I was a virgin because I'm so good at acting, and also I'm dragging around this. And I was like, I'm on television, you don't think I could get one? Anyway, I don't remember what you asked, but I feel like I've done enough. Thank you. That's how this works. You ask me a question, I will answer 30% of it and tell you something completely unrelated, like I'm not a virgin. All right, perfect. I feel vindicated. Hi, how are you?
So, if you could have created an episode where Garth, Sam, and Dean hunted any monster or cryptid, which monster or cryptid would you have had them hunt?
Oh, I would love to kill Mark Shepard. But I like the character of Crowley, so I would spare him. I don't know. I can't imagine Garth being written any differently than he was. That send-off in season 15 was so beautifully written. I cried when I read it. Like I was very when I was told. So the reason why I was supposed to feature heavily in the Mid of Letters storyline. But Supernatural does this thing where we're going to use you for 8 episodes in this 9-month period, and we're not going to tell you when they are. And I went and booked Man in the High Castle because it's a series regular job and I have a mortgage. And also Philip K. Dick, who wrote Man in the High Castle, the book, he wrote Blade Runner and Total Recall. Like he's sort of the father of like science fiction, basically, as we know it, and in film. And his child chose me for this part. So when they brought the book to the television screen, and it was Ridley Scott who did Blade Runner. You know, that was the first one that Philip K. Dick did. And so it was such an honor. But anyway, but they had to explain where Garth was during all of this time, because I'm just there and then I bounce. And there were some things that were kind of pertaining to me, like I was on the phone a little bit with them. I was at a wine tasting in downtown Vancouver at a bar called the Uva Wine Bar, and I was trashed. And so I get a call from Adam Glass, who writes my character, and he was like, "Are you sitting down?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Sit down." So I went outside. I smoked back then. And I went outside and sat down on the curb with traffic rushing in front of me, like Britney Spears did in 2007 when she was eating Cheetos outside that gas station in Malibu, just like it. I'm Southern, I can do that. So I sat down smoking a cigarette with my little glass of wine. He's like, "We're turning you into a werewolf." And I got so mad. So I was like, "Dean has to kill me then. You're gonna kill me off the show." Like, no, we're gonna find a way to work it out. They didn't know how they were gonna work it out. But the thing that would make me so upset is that I lost my hunter coat. So, because there's something about wearing that coat that makes you feel 10 feet tall. I loved being a hunter. I loved being the quirk of the show. The story lines were so heavy. I loved coming in and doing Monster of the Week and just sort of lifting up the tone a bit. So it just wasn't so like, "Hey, we're gonna..." The first time ever, I had never seen the show when I did it, and when I did rehearsal with Jensen, he wasn't using that voice, and then he did it, and I heard that they were big pranksters, and I thought he was fucking with me. I really did. But no, that's how they talk. And then as I got into it, I'm like, oh, this does make sense. But Garth was the anti-that. And I don't know where I was going with that, but I feel also I can answer this question. Did I?
That's what you did.
What did you ask?
What monster you guys would have hunted if you could?
I wouldn't change anything. And also, I think I got to fight the best monster at all. I got to fight, was it the Shoji or whatever it's called, the monster you can only see when you're drunk. That was my favorite episode of TV that I've ever filmed. It was so fun. Jerry took me out to this place called the Cactus Club. Canada is master of the upscale chain. We can't do it in America. Like TGI Fridays is not great, like Applebee's is great. But Canada, their chain restaurants, really good quality, tasty food. So he took me to this place called the Cactus Club that's become my go-to. And he was like, "Look, we should do a couple of shots of tequila." Which is a no-no on SAG Productions. And I was like, "Cool, you're kind of lucky." And I'm DJ Qualls. And so then I did my 2 shots of tequila, and then we got back, and he was done for the day. Homie got me drunk and left me at work. By myself. Like, it was only like my 2nd episode. I really didn't know anybody. So I'm just like, I guess this is just what's happening right now. So I didn't have to pretend when I was picking that lock that I was loaded. I was feeling pretty good. Yeah. Also, I don't think you guessed at the number, did you?
No, not yet.
Okay, what was it?
I wrote my lucky number 8.
That's my angel number. I have it tattooed on me. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah, it shows up everywhere. I've hit roulette on a $100 bet twice with it, and I've only ever bet $100 on a number twice. Yeah, I'm not going to do it a 3rd time. What's your name?
Ben.
Hey, Ben. You didn't win. I'm joking, I wouldn't tell you. It's a shitty game show, but it's not that shitty. Hi.
Hey,
What's your name and your guess at the number?
my name is Ashley.
Hey, Ashley.
And 77.
77. What do you have to say to me? Oh, hi, I'm DJ Qualls. Welcome to the world's shittiest game show.
Hey, DJ. I have kind of a different question,
Okay.
but I think it'll fit in with the Red Bull.
Okay. Oh, I forgot about that.
Wait, go ahead and take a sip. You might eat it.
Okay, perfect. Are you gonna tell me you're trying to make me into a werewolf? Oh, anyway, getting back to the werewolf stuff. So I emailed the producers one day and had this bright idea that the only way I can hunt again is if they killed my wife. I know, it sounds very callous, but she's not a real person. And I really wanted my hunter coat back. And they sent me an immediate response, we would in no way kill Bess, your wife. And I'm like, okay, fine, I tried. It's not like Garth would go on Dateline. He wouldn't do it himself. She wouldn't be buried under the patio. She would just die. She's a werewolf. There are inherent dangers in that. I'm done.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized elephants
Oh, yeah.
or one elephant-sized duck?
Ducks are mean. Here's the thing. I think I've heard this before, but with chihuahuas, and like, I think 100 of anything is going to be hard. Like, you know those little dinosaurs that spit at you in Jurassic Park? 100 of those would fuck you up. I think you have a better chance with something big. So I'd go with that.
You go with an elephant-sized duck?
Does it have to be an elephant?
Yeah. That's the question.
What about a horse-sized duck? Can we compromise on this?
What about a dinosaur-sized duck?
Like a Dilophosaurus size, but only one of them?
Sure.
I do that. It's all a negotiation. You guessed that. You guessed 77, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
What would you rather fight?
Oh goodness. I think it'd be hysterical to fight 100 duck-sized elephants, especially if I was intoxicated.
Okay, if I can be drunk, do I have to do it all at the same time, or can I like, fight one, go lay down, watch some television?
You know, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, that changes things. So if for every hour of Below Deck I watch with one margarita, if I could fight 5 of them and do that for 20 hours, I would do that.
That's perfect.
Sold. Hi.
Hi, my name's Rachel. It's my first con.
Welcome!
Thank you, you're amazing.
You're gonna be so tired tomorrow.
I'm already exhausted by it.
Oh, that makes me happy. What's your guess at the number?
222.
222. Okay.
So it's funny that you really just mentioned the episode that you loved filming. It's my favorite episode that you're in. And so I was wondering, I'm not sure if you've been asked this, but is there a story behind the sock puppet? Because I got rolled when I saw you.
The sock puppet was written in. When I saw him, I was like, okay, this checks out. But there is a story behind the voice. So the voice of Mr. Fizzle. So years ago, I was filming a movie in Atlanta, and a puppy mill in Nashville, you know where those pet store puppy mill things, got busted. And the dogs were seized, and a lot of them were in really bad shape. So I went up to donate $1,000, and so I was like, I'm gonna donate $1,000 because I am a dogs before people person. I love a dog. I've been begging Ty for years so we can get a dog, and then Ty's too smart for that because he knows I travel so much. And then he said, if we get a dog, I'll be taking care of it, and you just get to come home and play with it. And I'm like, yeah. That is a great deal for me. And he's like, not a good deal for me. So when I slow down a bit, I'm getting a dog. But anyway, I went up there to donate the money, and I'm playing with the dogs, and then there was this little dog about the size of a Coke can who had this giant head. He had hydrocephalus. He was born with too much water in his brain. And he was sort of hunched over, and he wasn't really responsive, like he would snap, he wouldn't look over. And then he came over and put his head in my palm, and looked up at me, and then took my back, started licking my hand. And I was like, And then the lady was like, don't fall in love with this dog. He won't live past 2. He needs a shunt put in his brain like immediately to drink some of the water. Like this dog will never learn. It will never be potty trained. You know, and it's whoever does adopt this dog has to accept at the time of adoption, separation, the dog's going to die, right? Like pretty quick. So I wasn't in that space, so I donated my money, I went back to my movie, and I couldn't stop thinking about this little dog. So one day I was like, I've got to have this little dog, his name is George. So I called them, I was like, hey, is that dog with the giant head, is it still alive? And they were like, yeah. And so I went up to Nashville and adopted him, and they warned me again, this dog will not live past 2, because I got the shunt put in, and the water was drained off his brain and all that. And this dog pissed on my belongings for 10 years. I loved him. He was like having a giant hamster. His penis was too big for his body, so every time he peed on his chest. So every single time he ever peed, I had to wipe him down with a baby wipe. His positive thing was I could put him in a little bag and we could fly to Spain and he would sleep for 18 hours if we let him. He was me. He also loved being unconscious. But the thing that they were right about is that he wasn't responsive, and so he couldn't learn his name or no, and like he could only walk in a circle. And so when you would get his attention and he would want to come to you, you would be here and he'd be here. So he'd circle over here and fall down. He'd circle over here and fall down. But he would always find his way to you. But then one day I was just messing around and I just came and I was like, hey George! Like that, and he looked right at me. So the only voice he was that Mr. Fizzle's voice that was pretty fit. Mr. Fizzle's was George's. But he learned his name, he learned no, he still peed on everything. And he loved bottle caps more than anything in the whole world. Like I could buy him any toy, but if I twisted a bottle cap off, he'd go, but he was amazing. So I gave Mr. Fizzles that voice because George was not doing well. And then, like not long after that episode aired, George passed away. And then the producers, the day before Christmas, sent a courier to my door with the original Mr. Fizzles puppet. So, and I still have him, he's in my nightstand. And so, which was also interesting because my buddy Phil, I can't tell a story without telling the names, actually there's no reason why you need to know that his name was Phil. Anyway, he had a bad drug and alcohol problem and really messed up his life in Los Angeles. And he had to move in with me for a while he got his shit back together before he went to like rehab or whatever he did. But he had a female guest over and he was looking for, you know, what's in the bag. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're on my nightstand. And he comes out of my room with Mr. Fizzles. And he's like, what is this about? And I'm like, it's not what you think. Mr. Fizzles is an innocent, pure soul. Don't you dare besmirch the name of Mr. Fizzles. All right, I think we did well there.
That's an amazing story.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Hi.
My name's Zoe. My number is 276.
Zoe, 276. Okay.
All right. And my question is while filming Supernatural, was there a favorite scene with the actors, like who you were grouped with, that was your favorite to film?
Oh, that's a good question. I'll tell you my most favorite and least favorite.
Okay.
My most favorite was the scene between Dean and Garth, where Dean has a tendency to act like he's the only one in the world having a problem, like brooding, and everything is. But anyway, when Bobby died, he took it hard, as we all did, but he acted like he was mourning solely by himself, and then Garth checks him, because he says something, and then, Dean sort of snaps at him, and Garth held his own and defended himself and said, we all lost him. We're all mourning, we're all hurting. And it was such a beautifully written scene, and I think it was powerful, and it was a way to show strength without how we usually show strength on television, which is by brawn. And he got tears in his eyes, and I got tears in my eyes, and it's just a moment that I'll always remember and appreciate from the show. My least favorite thing to film was in my very last episode, because I had to slow dance in the background while Jared and Jensen were talking outside by the car in the window, because my character, spoiler alert, gets a happy ending, and not in the way You know what I mean? A pure happy ending. He rides off into the sunset with a family, and he's the person or the being that shows you that you can have a regular life after hunting, if regular is being a werewolf dentist. But he had a life after that. But to sort of show that to the audience, they made me and Sarah Smith, who plays Bess, slow dance in the background for about 3 hours while they got all their coverage. It is so uncomfortable. There's nobody in this world I want to be face to face with for 3 whole hours. So then I would be like this. I don't think they could see us. I bet we could just stop. And then I hear the AD go, "Hey, keep dancing." It felt like it went on for 3 years. If I find out that I only have 2 weeks to live, I want it to be slow dancing with the same person while being filmed. It'll last for 3 years, and I'll be ready to die. So there, that's what you got. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
You guessed, right? I knew you did. Hi.
Hi, my name's Katie, and my guess is 117.
Perfect. You write that down. 117. What's up?
Okay, my question is, if you could have played any other character in Supernatural, who would you be and why? But if you couldn't be another character, is there, or like you wouldn't be another character, is there anything that you would change about Garth?
Would you change anything about Garth except, well, I would make him not a werewolf. I just didn't want to be a werewolf. And also, turning into a werewolf is very embarrassing. So when you do it, but before they add like the CGI, like eyes changing and everything, or before they'll like cut and add on the claws and like the teeth, it is so embarrassing to do, because this, if you don't commit to the change, it won't edit and it looks fake. But this is what it looks like. Imagine doing this. A bunch of cameramen, there are literally 200 people on the other side of the camera, like people like doing props and wardrobe. People are walking by carrying boards, building a set. And I'm on camera and they do this. Action! And I go, ah! 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 And people are doing this. So embarrassing. Didn't love it. What did you ask me?
Is there any, if you could be any other character?
Yeah, that's what I would change about Garth, is the werewolf thing. 'Cause I would just keep on being a hunter, but any character that I want to be, maybe Jack, because Alex is so cute. But here's the thing, if I look like Alex in real life, I would have herpes, so maybe I should be. I'd be all over everybody. Ooh, gross, he's like my little brother. He just joined my trivia team in Los Angeles. And we I think it was last Wednesday, it was a kind of a perfect trivia night. I think we only placed, did we win? I think we may have won that night. But everybody knew something, and he got to have his moment where he knew things that nobody else knew, and it was just a really cool thing. Maybe Ellen. I would love to talk like this. Yeah. But mostly Garth. I love Big Garth. I think the show is so beautifully cast. And whoever did it must also be like a spiritual empath, because we are all so scarily, grossly close. Like we're on a 22-person text thread with each other. We talk every single day, or at least every other day. These are my brothers and sisters, and I see them more than anybody else on the planet. I mean, we're married to each other at this point. Yes, literally and figuratively. So thank you.
Also, my mom said that she loved you in The New Guy.
How old are you?
14, I'm about to be 15.
I can't tell you that. Tell her that I said, "Who's the bitch now?" But write down bitch. Okay? She'll get it. Where's your mom? Who's the bitch now? Right. It's always like that. It's always like that. I cannot say a swear word for 2 years and turn around and be like, "Oh, hi." Hey, buddy.
Hi, DJ.
It's good to see you again.
Nice to see you too. My name is Corbin, and my
I know, Corbin. What did we do together?
my
What did we do together in November?
cruise.
That's right. We were on the cruise together.
So my guess is 144.
Let's see. Okay. Corbin, what would you like to say to me today? You asked me a really great question on the cruise I'd never been asked. Can you just remind me what that was? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah. If you could be reincarnated as any animal, what would it be and why?
Yeah, that was a great question. What do you have for me today?
Could you tell us a funny story about Ty?
Oh. Let me edit through this. I will tell. Oh, I can tell you a funny story about Ty. But I have to make it. So Ty's very, very patient until he's not. So Ty's a very good gambler. We went to Australia on a 2-week tour, and we gambled in Brisbane, and he won a shitload of money. And then we went to Sydney, and they need your passport in order to get a player's card that you then have to get a code with, because they're trying to prevent you from being a gambling addict. So we get through all security and get through to get our player's card, and we don't have our passports because you shouldn't travel with your passport outside of the hotel, but we didn't know that. So we get there, and Ty, his brain would not let him accept it. So he's like this. So then he started going to everybody in line going, can you believe they're asking for a passport? I'm like, and I'm an is person. I'm like, Ty, yes, everyone can believe it. You know why they can believe it? Because you've asked everybody in line and they can hear what you're saying. And all we had to do was take a 7-minute Uber from the casino back to the hotel to get back there. So then on the way out, he tells the people, the security people, like, why'd you let us wait in this whole line when I showed you my driver's license, I need a passport? And the guy was like this, I don't know your life. And I was like, he has a good point there, Ty. So then we get into the Uber, we get right back to the hotel. Then he lectures the people, the security people again, and then goes in line, there's another line, talks to everybody in line about the situation, and then gets up to get his player's card, and then lectures them, and give him his player's card, and he's on tilt. We go sit down at a blackjack table, and I'm winning, and he's losing his ass. So then I pick up my 500 brand new dollars to go to a slot machine and turn it into $1,000 like that. And then Ty, I see him walking across the casino like this. And he sees me with a bunch of money in my hand, and does this, give me that. And he just takes it from me, and then goes back and then loses that. So we didn't talk the rest of the night. And so the next morning, I saw him at breakfast, and he did this. I can't believe I talked to you like that. And I'm like, it was hilarious. And I had $500 more I needed to pay. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me in this panel.